Nike just dropped a 42-second Caitlin Clark commercial, and it is everywhere. Millions of views. Headlines exploding. Social media on fire. The hype around her signature shoe is unreal. But while the internet crowns Clark as the new face of women's basketball, Aya Wilson is standing on the other side of that spotlight, frustrated, overlooked, and watching the rookie dominate not just the court, but the sneaker world too. And trust me, she's not taking it lightly. So here's the question. Did Nike finally realize who their real superstar is? And what does that mean for Aya Wilson moving forward? Let's break it down. Nike finally dropped Caitlin Clark's first solo WNBA commercial, and it delivered exactly what you'd expect. Big budget, big hype, big numbers. This wasn't a casual brand collab. It felt like a statement, a message, a shift, almost like Nike finally admitted they've been backing the wrong face of the league. And if you're an Aya Wilson fan, yeah, this one stings. Because here's the truth. Nike did do right by Aya at first. When they released the Nike A1 on May 6, 2025, the debut pink Aura colorway sold out in under 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Resale prices instantly shot up to $230 to $300, more than double retail. It was the kind of moment every athlete dreams of. A win for Aya, a win for Nike, a win for women's hoops. And Nike didn't treat her like an afterthought, either. They went all in. They spent 2 full years crafting the A1 from scratch. They gave her real creative control, materials, colors, silhouette, textures, everything. They built custom logos, hid personal messages in the design. The pink Aura wasn't random, it meant something. Every stitch had intention. Every detail told her story. It was personal. It was powerful. It was everything Aya Wilson deserved. But now Nike has unleashed a marketing monster in Caitlin Clark, and the entire basketball world can feel the shift.
What's up, everybody? This is Asia Wilson from the Las Vegas Aces. Clearly, I had too much fun at my jersey retirement party, but I'm here to dive into the A1. Man, it feels pretty surreal to know that I am a Nike signature athlete and I have my first shoe, the A1.
Right. Show your eyes. Show your eyes. For a moment, Aya Wilson was the face of WNBA merchandise, the league's biggest seller, the athlete every brand wanted in front of a camera. Interviews flooded in. Her sneakers were everywhere. Fans wore them courtside like a badge of honor. But then the shift happened. The buzz slowed. Sales cooled. Social media stopped buzzing the way it once did. And right as Aya's spotlight started to dim, Nike dropped a brand new commercial. Not for Aya, but for Caitlin Clark. Instantly, the conversation flipped. Clark's campaign detonated across the internet. Huge hype. Influencer reaction videos. Viral reposts. Overnight, her promo overshadowed everything the A1 had built. What used to be Aya's moment suddenly felt like it had been handed to someone else, fast. And here's the wildest part. Nike didn't even release a Clark signature shoe. Not yet. All they dropped was a special edition Kobe 5 Pro PE in midnight navy, bright crimson, and university gold, while featuring Caitlin in the commercial. Yet the hype was astronomical. On June 29th, Nike Basketball posted the 42-second ad on X, and within minutes it spread like wildfire across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. The commercial opens with Caitlin Clark lacing up her sneakers, calm, locked in, ice-cold focus. Then the camera cuts in tight. As she pulls the laces tight, the shot zooms to her eyes, and in one blink, they slit and glow yellow. A split-second transformation. A direct tribute to Kobe Bryant's legendary Black Mamba persona. Quick, bold, iconic. A moment that sent fans into a frenzy.
And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. But, like, she understands her privilege.
Caitlin Clark didn't just boost demand. She became the demand. The moment that commercial dropped, the entire market reacted instantly. Resellers were flipping the Kobe 5 Pro PEs for $300 to $600, tripling the original retail price of around $190. It was a total frenzy. Meanwhile, Aya Wilson's signature shoe, once hyped as Nike's next big thing, has quietly been collecting dust on store shelves, inching closer and closer to the clearance rack. And that contrast tells the whole story. Before Caitlin Clark hit the league, Nike tried everything to make Aya their global centerpiece. They pushed her underdog narrative, invested millions in ads, and handed her a $20 million per year deal. But the truth is simple. You can't manufacture the kind of impact Caitlin Clark brings naturally. From the moment she arrived as a rookie, Clark signed a jaw-dropping $28 million Nike deal, a move that shocked WNBA veterans who wondered why a newcomer was getting superstar money before proving anything. But the second she stepped on the floor, all that criticism disappeared. Her presence alone sold tickets, spiked TV ratings, and flipped arenas into sellouts. She wasn't just a rookie, she was a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. Even in college, Clark was already an economic force. She generated $82 million in value for the city of Iowa. The girl doesn't need a narrative. She doesn't need marketing scaffolding. She just needs a ball and a hoop, and the world shows up. But Nike almost missed it. They were so focused on checking their social messaging boxes and forcing Aya Wilson into the superstar mold that they nearly ignored the real generational talent right in front of them. Former Nike basketball marketing head Jordan Rogers even called them out publicly, saying Nike nearly let their golden goose slip away. Their stock hit a 5-year low while they were pouring resources into a star they were trying to create, instead of investing earlier in the star who was already creating waves on her own. In the end, Caitlin Clark didn't need Nike to crown her. The market crowned her. The fans crowned her. And Nike simply had no choice but to follow the numbers.
From a very young age to just block out the noise and always dream big and believe that I can do anything I want to do. My name's Caitlin Clark, and I'm a point guard. What's amazing about women's basketball is that we bring it all to the court. We bring that emotion. We bring that fire. That's how I've always played the game. And I think that's what makes it so fun.
Aya Wilson needs full-scale marketing machinery behind her. Campaign shoots, influencer collaborations, polished PR tours, just to get a slight bump in sales. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark posts one photo, and instantly there's a digital stampede. People rush to buy whatever she's wearing before it even hits shelves. And here's what's really burning Aya. Nike finally realized their mistake, and now they're glued to Caitlin Clark like a hawk. Yes, Wilson's resume looks incredible on paper, but Caitlin is the one with unmatched gravitational pull. She doesn't just move the needle, she is the needle. The craziest part? Clark doesn't even want the spotlight. She's wired differently. After her first WNBA triple-double, she showed up at the post-game presser acting like it was no big deal. Aaliyah Boston literally had to tease her about it. That's who Clark is. Humble, unfazed, and focused only on hooping. And that's exactly why this whole situation hits harder. Clark isn't begging for attention. She's not demanding special treatment. She just shows up, dominates, and leaves the arena buzzing. Nike can't keep her shoes on the shelves. Social media can't stop talking about her. Fans are packing arenas like never before. So imagine being Aya Wilson after getting the full star-making rollout, the massive promos, the big-budget campaigns, and suddenly watching all of it get overshadowed by someone who wasn't even trying to take the spotlight. It stings. Not just because Clark's influence is blowing her numbers out of the water. Not just because the hype is bigger, but because Caitlin Clark is outshining everyone effortlessly. And that's what really has Aya heated. Caitlin didn't force the league to revolve around her. It just happened. You've seen Aya Wilson publicly criticize Caitlin Clark before, including comments at the 2024 NCAA Women's Final Four, where she suggested Clark benefits from certain advantages, including the kind of attention and visibility that often surrounds white athletes in the sport. So imagine how Wilson must feel now, watching from the sidelines as the very player she once dismissed becomes the face of not only the WNBA, but Nike's entire women's basketball empire. And with rumors already circulating about a full Clark signature line, this isn't a social rivalry anymore. Caitlin Clark has taken over the landscape. If Aya was frustrated before, this latest move from Nike might push things into an entirely different level of tension. Because this Nike battle is a mirror of what's happening across the entire WNBA. Ever since Caitlin Clark injured her groin against the Seattle Storm, the league's momentum has nosedived. It's becoming painfully clear. When Clark isn't on the floor, the national attention almost evaporates. Just look at the numbers. 3 different WNBA games this week, combined, couldn't match Clark's lowest-rated broadcast of the season. Sparks vs. Sky, featuring Angel Reese, Kelsey Plum, and Hailey Van Lith, only 240,000 viewers. Sparks vs. Lynx, starring Plum again and Nafisa Collier, widely considered one of the league's best players, a disappointing 200,000 viewers. Sun vs. Aces, including Wilson herself, roughly 120,000 viewers. Together, that's 560,000 viewers total. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's lowest viewership of the season is 580,000, all by herself. It's unreal. And now, Nike has finally acknowledged what the numbers have been screaming for months. Caitlin Clark is the engine driving the WNBA forward. So they're giving her the kind of VIP treatment that reflects her impact. Whether people like it or not, she's operating on a completely different level.